Well, I obviously am Fatima Whitbread. I'm a former international athlete, world champion, but I've also spent my first 14 years in care systems. So I understand what the importance is trying to bring a fundamental change and improving the life outcomes for children. Fatima's UK campaign is working in collaboration with the Children's Hospital here as a partner with Lawrence and his team, and we're proud to be able to launch today not only a Super Hub initiative, we're bringing together 5 key partners from business, from education, for sport, housing. It's also an opportunity to introduce a new way of working.
So BWC are delighted to be partnering with Fatima's campaign and to be hosting the launch of the Super Hub here at Birmingham Children's Hospital today. So BWC has been working on delivering the Universal Family Programme, which is a programme that's right across the NHS in England, which supports young people who are leaving care into employment, education, learning, work experience. So Fatima's campaign and the NHS Universal Family Programme, yes, they offer opportunities like work experience, employment, jobs, opportunities, but also offer trusted word of mouth. So the best advocates for NHS Universal Family Programme or for employment for care leavers in the NHS have been the young people themselves.
Children's Hospital in Birmingham, what an amazing partnership we have with them, and we've been working with them now for 2 or 3 years, and we're proud about what we're achieving here with this Super Hub initiative launch.
It's the only NHS trust in England that's a women and children's trust. We feel that it's our role and also our responsibility to make sure that we're supporting children and young people into adulthood.
Fatima and I met when I was giving a keynote speech, as was she, at an event in London. She was on the same train coming home, started to talk to her. She came on my radio show, and then she said, "Will you help me with a few letters?" Now, the whole theme of giving young people a chance in life is very dear to my heart. I said, "Of course." She then said, "I want to set up a charity. Will you help me?" And the reality is it's pretty well taken over my life. And so there are just the two of us, 2 very different contributions. Fatima is the face and has the capacity to open doors. She is the lived experience. I bring the strategic stuff, the policies, all of the written stuff. And what we are about is a number of levels, bringing change to the care system, which in many ways is no better than it was when Fatima was in care in the 60s. The statistics haven't changed. And what we're trying to do, what we're doing rather, is we're bringing people together to collaborate.
Look, I think it's really important. If I look at the outcomes for children leaving care, and if I look at the amount that end up in prison, the amount with poorer health outcomes, ending up in situations that I wouldn't allow for my own children. It's really, really important that people come together and make sure that as a community, like any family does, comes together in a partnership to look after those children. It's our responsibility. They are always just bursting with hope. They want the opportunities, they want the chances, they just want people to, care and love them. So actually I found the stories, whilst, you would never want it for your own children, they're massively inspirational.
So I joined BWC after a turbulent time in my life. So I'd been through St Basil's, I'd just got my own flat, and I wasn't really sure what to do in terms of looking for a career. I had different job applications rejected, and I was kind of in limbo a little bit in terms of where to go. I looked at university options, and then my contact at St Basil's said, "Would you join in NHS?" I said, "I don't know really. There's a lot of blood involved, not really my type of thing." But I said, "No, just meet them and see what they say." So I met Nav and Lawrence from the Aspire team, and that then resulted in a apprenticeship in the wellbeing team on an 18-month contract. During that time, I did a level 3 qualification in learning and development as a practitioner.
St Basil's is support accommodation and support services for young people aged 16 to 25, and we work really closely with the NHS. We're looking at Fatima's campaign with partners to try and look at the action hub approach to be able to provide effective support and collaborative approaches for care leavers. But we also provide move-on options for young people, so our live and work scheme, floating support for them to be able to settle into their own accommodation. We try and focus on young people being able to move into accommodation, settle and maintain that accommodation and get those skills for independent living. We've recently been commissioned by Birmingham Children's Trust to develop a care leaver pathway across Birmingham, which has been hugely successful. I think it's about having that collaborative partnership approach to make sure that a young person's journey can be successful, and recognising that no one can do the perfect thing for a young person, and we have to work collaboratively together in partnership for when a young person needs a different service, not having to go and represent and retell a brand new story.
Yeah, the reason I'm here today, really, obviously, what Fatima is doing is incredible, and I'd love to be a part of it. And I believe, like, every single child deserves a chance in this world. And to date, personally, I've worked with about 25,000 children across the UK. You know, children, they haven't got a choice where they're born, the environment they're born into, but they've all got dreams, the same as every other child. Every child deserves a chance, and I work with a lot of PRUs, which are pupil referral units, where they've been expelled from mainstream school. Also, a lot of NEET children, which are not in education, employment or training. A lot of these children have come from disadvantaged backgrounds. They've seen a lot of trauma, perhaps growing up. Perhaps their dad isn't around, or their parents are separated, but they just need somebody to put their arm around them and say, I believe in you.
BWC have been running a programme called Universal Family for the last 4 years, and Fatima's UK campaign has been running since 2023. We saw a lot of synergy and shared values, and we reached out to Fatima. Fatima took a great interest and visited BWC, worked with our young care experienced people, and the relationships continued from there. These are young people leaving the care system, so that's entering into employment or preparing for employment, and also for things like education and development. So it's been an absolute amazing campaign across Birmingham and Solihull so far, and now more recently we're moving into the Black Country as our system has joined together. It's the right thing to do for our young people, but actually as an employer, just as we've seen, by bringing care experienced into your workforce, you're bringing a great deal of talent and lived experience.
We have St Joseph Chamberlain, a sixth form college, that upped the trend for success with their young care leavers, up to 92% success rate for them.
We're really proud to be part of Fatima's campaign. At Joseph Chamberlain College, inclusion is one of our driving factors. We want to make sure that every young person that comes through our doors has the very best opportunities, not only to gain qualifications, but also to successfully progress towards their chosen career. That is particularly important for us when we are looking at young people who have experienced care or who are care leavers. These are some of the most vulnerable young people that we work with, and quite often they need that real champion. They need that support around them, not only when they're at college, but when they leave and go on to be young adults. Fatima's campaign brings together so many different organisations who all have different strengths, different experiences, and different elements to the support that they provide.
We approached the government to see what we could do, and in 2017 we responded to a tender called the Care Leaver Covenant, which is similar to the Armed Forces Covenant. We had no business going for it. We were tiny, we were from Wolverhampton, but the benevolent work that we were doing off our own backs allowed us to understand how we could negotiate opportunities with the private sector, how we could be more supportive in the public sector, and how we could work alongside charities to ensure that the support meets the needs of our young people. The work of Fatima just dovetails nicely. It's not duplication as far as we're concerned. It is action.
Street Games have been working in Birmingham for around about 20 years or so now, and our role is to support community and voluntary organisations to support some of the most vulnerable children in the city and nationwide. The reason that we are involved in this is because we know the power that community connections bring to children and young people, and we use sport as a vehicle to really build those relationships, create connectivity, sense of belonging and progression pathways for young people.
Street Games, which is a wonderful programme which enables young people to connect in their community, learn life skills through meeting people, and also, I've always said it only takes one person as a role model to make a difference in that child's life. And when they engage and connect through sport, this is possible.
Where we align with Fatima's campaign, they're almost seamless and ensure that children, regardless of their background, have the opportunity to thrive in their local neighbourhood.
And the more that we can all work in partnership, the better the support we can do for our young people.
It's definitely a bonus for everyone.
And at BWC, supporting children as they grow up to be able to live happy, fulfilling and sustainable lives.